Hello YouTube, this is your girl TJ. I was just signing on just to pass on a little tribal knowledge to whosoever will want to listen, can hear it. Maybe change your outcome, change your situation, tell you the do's and do nots. I feel like you can learn anything from anybody, even what not to do. I wish I would have known this. I wish I would have known the rules of engagement in corporate America, but I did not know. And if you don't pay for your knowledge, you will pay for your ignorance. Again, this is just my 2 cents. Please spend it wisely. My story goes back to 2014. I worked at a transportation location, distribution center. I was a dispatcher. There were 2 supervisors at this location. There was a male supervisor and there was a female. I worked under the male, but I didn't take his off days. I believe the off days were Sunday and Monday. There was a female there at this time, and her and I did not get along. I don't know when our relationship changed or what happened. I just know that at this point, I felt like she was micromanaging me. I felt like she was blaming me for things that I didn't do. So I started to take documentation and document everything that was happening and everything that I was being accused of. I decided to email Human Resources and her manager to set up a meeting. Once the meeting was set up, I went in there with my documentation thinking that I was going to present my information before them. Well, the Hispanic Human Resources lady looked at me and told me that I would leave the job before the female supervisor would. And then her manager, which was a white male, told me that I need to grow thicker and tougher skin. I had never really had any dealings with HR, so I didn't really know them like that. I didn't know that everybody was in cahoots. I didn't know that going into corporate America that there is a good old boy system. I didn't know that. I also didn't know that you don't know who's friends with who, who's married to who's sleeping with who. You don't know anything. Who's related to who, you don't know. And so after that meeting with HR, I was very disappointed, let down. My feelings was hurt. I didn't really know how to handle it. There is a quote on Pinterest that I love so dearly. It describes everything. It says that no one sees when you're provoked. They only see when you retaliate. And that really spoke volumes to me, because when I would talk to people about how I was being treated by this particular supervisor, another person in management told me that they thought that she was just showing me tough love. I realized that people turn a blind eye to things, and people don't want to get involved. People can know you're being mistreated, being discriminated against, being mishandled, and they will turn a blind eye. Nobody cares when it's you until that same thing lands on their doorstep. So after some time, again, the bullying didn't stop, the harassment didn't stop, the micromanaging didn't stop. I was also having issues in my personal life as well. And so she called me up to her office and she was telling me something. And I opened up my mouth and I told her, period, point blank, I said, I'm so tired of coming up here. I'm so tired of talking to you. I said, I wish you guys would do me a favor and put me out of my misery and fire me, but better yet, I quit. Once I told this young lady that I quit and got up and left out of her office, after she seen what transpired, she realized that, hey, she's not going to be able to finish her shift. And so the manager was either going to have to finish my shift or call somebody to come in and cover. So because I quit, when you quit a job, there's no unemployment. It's best to let them fire you. But if you quit, there's no unemployment. So at this time, I let my anger get the best of me. I didn't think things through. I didn't handle that correctly. Knowing now what I wish I would have knew then, if you're having issues with management, supervisors, anybody on a job, it's best to leave that job. It's best to resign or quit, find somewhere else. Also, never let a person on a job cause you to self-destruct, self-sabotage, self-afflict yourself, because I didn't see what my actions were going to lead me down the line. A friend of mine always told me, they said, never make an eternal decision for a temporary problem. And so that's what I end up doing. I end up leaving, and so it ended up affecting my lifestyle. I had no finances. I had to start all the way over because I didn't have a grip on my anger. Also, months later, someone from the job called me and they advised me that she had gotten fired and she ended up being escorted off the job by security. I also found out that her manager, the one that told me that I need to grow thicker and tougher skin, they end up making him retire early. I'm gonna say this: you reap what you sow. God is not mocked. If you sow it, it's for sure you're gonna reap it. And also, God don't like ugly. I realized that the HR lady prophesied. I was standing in the way of what was gonna happen to that supervisor and that manager. Once I got out the way, the pit that they had been digging for me, they both fell into it. But the moral of the story, I end up hurting and suffering behind that. So always keep you at the forefront of your decisions. Some things are not worth it. Just walk away. Your peace of mind is more important. I just wanted to say that bullying is real, even in the workplace, even in corporate America, even among managers and supervisors and your peers. Bullying is a real thing. But also, don't be sucked into it. Just walk away. That's my 2 cents. Please spend it wisely and enjoy the rest of your day. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.